Tomorrow, PSG Stadium is hosting the 6A and 4A area marching band contest. Lots of Valley bands will be there hoping to qualify for state. Good luck to all of them. That is tomorrow. Tonight, though, PSG Stadium, the place to be for a key game in District 31 6A. PSG North is already in the playoffs, but Academides desperately hoping to win their final two games to punch their playoff ticket. It was the Jaguars and the Raiders live and far tonight. Our Brandon Ortega is on location with the update. Brandon?
Hey there, Joel. Both teams had something to play for tonight. Even though PSG had already booked a playoff spot, they still were in contention for the district title coming in. And then the Jaguars, like you said, they have to win their last two games in order to punch their playoff ticket. Let's go to the highlights. This game was jam-packed, especially on the defensive side early on. Hope you don't get dizzy because we're about to take you for a spin and get this game going. First quarter, all defense early on. The Raiders couldn't get the running game going. A host of Jags there on the stop, so no score at the end of the first. Then second quarter, same story this time. The Raider defense making big plays. Chris Rojas hit him so hard, helmets flying off. And Zorro in the house tonight. Zeros on the scoreboard still, and Zorro was like, hey, let's get some points out, shall we? Academides gets it going in that regard. Albert Guerra going deep to Pete Segura. Jaguars connecting and getting into the red zone, and that set up an Alan Arredondo touchdown, and then later Roger Barrientos getting in, and that was a 14-0 lead just like that at halftime. So the Raiders desperately in need of a spark to begin the third, and Arturo Beltran says, give me that ball, and I'm going to run it. Into the 5-yard line he goes, and then moments later Beltran finishing what he started. A 10-yard scamper. Touchdown Raiders. That made it 14-7 at that point, but that is as close as North would get tonight. Final score, Academides gets the big win, 17-7. So the Jaguars stay in control of their playoff destiny. They need one more win to punch their playoff ticket. As we mentioned, North already in the playoffs. They get Edinburgh High next week, but as we said, Academides has to win next week. They must beat Vela in order to punch their playoff ticket. So playoff spots definitely still up for grabs around the Valley, Joel. Let's go back to you.
All right, thank you, B. The other team going for the final playoff spot in District 31 6A is Edinburgh North. If the Cougars win their final two games and Econ loses one, North is in. Let's see how they would do tonight. We pick things up here in the first quarter, and the Wolverines hanging tough with the Cougars. This is Edgar Lozano who makes the catch, and the defense knocks him in for the score. Wolverines down 21-16. Second quarter, check this play out. North quarterback Christian Espinosa on the carry, shedding tacklers, and he's putting those long legs to work. The big guy racing down the field, and Edinburgh North goes on top 28-16 after that nice run. Now it's Espinosa again. This time he throws it up, and a pretty catch from Joaquin Sanchez. North goes ahead 35-16, and North victorious tonight with a 20-point win over the Wolverines. Well, they call it the Black Hole. Always a great place to watch a high school football game. Edcouch Elsa hosting Brownsville Vets tonight. And here we got Marco Aguinaga firing deep and finding his man J.J. Flores. Great catch there. And the Jackets are on the board first. They were dancing about that. They were dancing about this. The big boy, Jorge Gomez, rumbling down the field, picks up a Jackets first down, and we move on to the second quarter now, and we got some more Flores-Aguinaga connection here. Check this out. Great looking throw, catch in stride, another score for the Jackets, and in the fourth quarter, it's Edcouch Elsa on top, 33-6. The Los Fresnos Falcons looking to stay in the playoff picture with a victory tonight against Rivera. First quarter, the Falcons' Charles Chapa with a pass to Adolfo Guerra. And touchdown Falcons, 7-0 Los Fresnos. On the ensuing kickoff, Rivera's Jaden Ensley brings it out. And this kid has got some wheels. Big chunk of yards there. And we move on to the second quarter. Still 7-0 Falcons until this. Mark Macias around the left side. He is in there for the score. And let's get the latest update from Los Fresnos. Do we have that? At the moment, no, but we knew Los Fresnos was in control late in that game. We keep on moving here to District 31 5A. Mission Veterans and Sherry Lynn scoring off here. A nice highlight here. Check this out. Edgar Alanis makes the catch. Twinkle toes to stay in bounds. Alanis in for 6. Look at that. They got the 5 sign out there. Thanks for that, folks. Now we got Mission Veterans. Diego Hernandez, the keeper, up the middle. And Mission Veterans evens the score at 7-7. But Mission Veterans now comes back. Hernandez to his favorite target, Landry Gilpin, in the end zone. And this one has gone final. Sherry Lynn knocks off Mission Vets 42-28. Sherry looking for that playoff spot in the district. All right, it's the same drill every week. We give you 3 nominees. You get online, you vote for the favorite one, and the top vote-getter is our Viewer's Choice matchup. Very simple. This week's Viewer's Choice matchup featuring Palmview and McAllen. Channel 5's Ruben Juarez is live in McAllen with the update on tonight's game between the Bulldogs and the Lobos. Ruben?
Hey, Joel, Palmview and McAllen entering tonight's game with identical 2-2 records. A lot on the line tonight. Those records in district play. Tonight's winner looking pretty good to make the playoffs, while the loser would most likely have some work to do in the final week of the regular season. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. McAllen entering tonight's game on a 2-game winning streak. We'll start off with the Lobos. Quarterback Jonathan Zeski lobs it up for Tristan Mayenda, and he brings it down inside the 10 to set up a 1st and goal. And that leads to this. Joel Pina taking it right up the gut for the touchdown. Palmview takes a 7-0 lead. The Bulldogs looking to bark back. Rogelio Gutierrez finding the hole for an 18-yard pickup and a 1st down. Moments later, Ruben Rodriguez with a quick pass to Victor Valdez. He turns on the Jets and gets by 2 Lobos and strolls in for the score to even things up at 7. Late second quarter, Zeski lobs it up for Mayenda. Check out the hops right in front of me for my viewing pleasure. Palmview goes on to win 34-14, and they improve to 3-2 in district, while McAllen falls to 2-3. So Palmview will take on La Jolla next week, while McAllen will take on Mission, as the Bulldogs look to get a win to perhaps sneak into the playoffs. That's a story from here in McAllen. Joel, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Ruben. A few weeks ago, Port Isabel beat Orange Grove. That was a key win. If Rio Hondo could slip up, the Tarpons could still play for a district title as long as they kept on winning. Tonight, Raymondville taking on Port Isabel, and Tarpon Stadium rocking once again, as well as the Tarpons defense. Raymondville's pass picked off by Carlos Orduña, and PI takes over with great field position. Here come the boys they call Big Blue. Omar Silva on the carry. A 2-yard plunge makes it 7-0 Port Isabel. Later in the first quarter, PI going to the ground again. That's their bread and butter. Travis Camacho with an 8-yard touchdown run. And Port Isabel goes on to win this game 36-6. Now, if PI can win next week, they get a share of that title. Entering tonight, Rio Hondo, the district leader in that district we just talked about with Port Isabel. Tonight, the Bobcats traveling upstate to face Orange Grove. An important game for Rio Hondo. If they could win out, they would get the title outright. And we start the highlights with an interception by the Bobcats. That is John Salinas there with the interception. But later, it is Orange Grove inside the red zone again. Tommy Aguilar in for the touchdown. 6-0 Orange Grove. On the 2-point conversion, Bobcats making a play by forcing the fumble, but Orange Grove tacks on another score. Rio Hondo coming back to make this interesting, and now in the fourth quarter, it is a tight one, 28-26, Orange Grove on top. The Road Warriors, one of 4 teams with a 2-2 record in District 36A. Warriors traveling to La Jolla tonight. Here we have Hector Ramirez down the sideline in for the TD. 14-0 row in the first quarter. Second quarter, La Jolla on offense, and that's Irving Garcia finding Frank Garcia, who tumbles in for the score. But now it is Rowe comfortably ahead, 30-12 in the fourth quarter. Let's go to Monte Alto High School. It's the home of the Valley's only Blue Devils. Tonight, Monte Alto hosting Benketti. Opening drive, Benchetti marches down the field, and the tough run up the middle puts the Bulldogs on the board, 6-0 Benchetti. On the ensuing kickoff return, the Blue Devils' Benito Galvan picking up a nice chunk of yards here, but Monte Alto can't take advantage. Meanwhile, Benchetti's defense gets the ball back to the offense. The Bulldogs go into the air. A nice catch and run for the score, and Benchetti goes on to down Monte Alto 43-28. It is scoreboard time. We start in 32-6A with our top-ranked team in Class 6A, San Benito. Tonight, the Greyhounds defeat Weslaco 27. That sets up an epic game next week with Harlingen. If Harlingen wins tomorrow, we've got two undefeated teams playing for the district title heads up next week in the Battle of the Arroyo. Also tonight, Weslaco East downs Harlingen South 28-7 at Bogus Stadium. In 31-5A, Pioneer over Martin 33-3, while Nixon is all over Valley View 56-10. And one more game in this district tonight. Roma coming back with a nice win this evening. They beat Cigarroa 34-7. In 32-5A, Mercedes dropping the hammer on Porter 42-14. Donna comes up short to Brownsville Pace 20-14 in that game. In 16-4 Division I, Gruya shuts out Hidalgo, and that sets up a big game next week. We're going to have Gruya playing at La Feria for that district championship. That should be a fun game to watch. In 16-4 Division II, West Oso over Progreso 36-13. In 16-3A Division I, Lyford beats Santa Gertrudis 43-20. Santa Rosa 10, Falfurrias 46 with that final score. And in 16-2A Division I, La Villa, the Cardinals got the win over the Cougars of Santa Maria 24-7.